違うわ。私を殺すなら眠らさずに殺しなさい。
Oh. So she's thinking that it's the thing, maybe putting her to that would make sense. Like, putting her to sleep is what's interfering, like the chemical stuff interferes with her memories, which is then why she can't remember it the next time. Which is how she was able to remember Shion killing her those times, because that she never got drugged or anything. But she can't remember this. Ooh. So she's going to put up with the pain and all so that she can have her memories the next time around. Or at least I'm guessing that's what she's hoping for. And I mean, either way, if she fails, she won't have a memory, so she won't remember the pain. So it's not too bad. I mean, it's still pretty horrible when it's happening to her in the, like, when she's in the process of being killed. So yeah. Still, even though she was surprised, she nodded with a slight smile. Hanyu was also surprised to hear that. It would obviously be a terrible way to die.
どういうつもり？楽に死ぬ気がないの？辛いわよ。生きたまま腹を裂かれるのは
忘れないためよ。
Yes, I'm doing this so I'll remember. I'm not going to forget about it.
あなたが私の腹を裂くの。それを私は絶対に忘れない。あなたに再び会った時、あなたが敵であることを思い出すために。
From her perspective, she's probably quite confused.
何を企んでるやら。でもあなたは他の子たちよりは少しは賢明みたいね。1秒でも長生きすれば悲鳴を上げるくらいのチャンスはあるかもしれないからね。でもそうはさせないわ。
Before something other than the handkerchief inside my mouth. It was a gag. With that in, I couldn't close my mouth, leading my saliva to start overflowing. Soon, another van arrived. More mountain dogs came out of it. They had probably come to get rid of the bodies. They grabbed the corpses of my friends and stuffed them into body bags. After that, they sprayed a bunch of water on the ground to clean up the blood. They asked Takano how many shots she fired and started looking around for the bullets. They were erasing all the evidence. By the time the night was over, there'd be no more proof left. They pulled my hands behind my back and bound them with handcuffs. My ankles were tied too. They also tied my ankles and wrists together. My body was bent like a shrimp, and I was no longer able to walk. My mouth was covered so I couldn't even talk. I couldn't move, talk, or express myself in any other way. They had taken away everything that made me human. Therefore, I wasn't human anymore. Ah. Okay then. I was just a toy named Rika Fude, a toy to give Takano joy. The car started moving. It seemed like we were going back the way we came, but I didn't care anymore. As the time of my death approached, some of my forgotten memories came back to me. That's right. I was killed like this so many times. Every time I repeated my life, Takano got pleasure out of killing me. Somebody robbed my head. Were they trying to comfort me? I shook my head to try and refuse. They laughed at me as I did so.
Tika!
Hanyu showed up. She couldn't hold back her devastated tears.
ダメでした。ダメでした。また。
When I saw Hanyu's painful tears, I was convinced. I was wrong. Hanyu is not just a bystander. she's just too scared to face reality because she can't stand the pain anymore. Hanyu wants a happy future too, but her hopes were betrayed countless times, and she was hurt far too much. For some reason, seeing her sorrowful expression calmed me down. Perhaps Hanyu was crying in my place.
いいのよ、羽生。私たち、あれだけ努力した。精一杯頑張った。もう一息で、運命を覆せそうな予感すらした。それでも届かなかったなら仕方がないし。それにね、なんだか気持ちいいの。
I've never fought this hard in my life. I've never learned so many things. Because I can repeat my life endlessly, I've been taking each one for granted. But everyone else is taking their lives seriously. I wasn't learning anything because I wasn't doing that. But I finally understand. I learned something from this life, and I put all my effort into it. So, I'm sad that I didn't make it, but I feel satisfied just the same. It's a strange kind of satisfaction. I wonder how many of these memories I can keep. I get the sense that I'm going to lose my memory of this evening. If that's the case, I will lose my memory of seeing Takano's face. I finally found out Takano was a mastermind. Am I going to repeat this same world again, not knowing the truth? She killed my friends as if she was merely killing some bugs. I don't want to forget that. No matter how hard my death will be, I need to remember Takano's face.
羽生、私はくじけない。この記憶がたとえ引き継げなくてもいい。がむしゃらに生きていく。6月の狭い日々にしか生きられなくなり、最後には綿流しの日にしか生きていられない存在になってもいい。
Okay, so I was gonna say, with my thoughts earlier on like how Rika talks to Hanyu, considering that Rika's currently gagged, it does seem to be that she's just thinking her thoughts to Hanyu.
それが私のせいなら、精一杯生きて、僕も忘れません。きっと覚えてて、もしリカが忘れていたら、きっと僕が教えますから。
Oh?
羽生、あなたはやっぱり冷たい傍観者のふりをしていたのは悲しさに怯えていたからなんだよね。僕もみんなと楽しく過ごす未来に行きたかったです。
In other words, she was hiding the truth in all the other paths. So she did know that it was Takano? Hanyu started to cry like a baby. She's so stupid. She decided to abandon hope because she didn't want to deal with the sadness that she always felt on this night. She ended up hurt and devastated anyway. Hanyu, are you happy that this world is ending just like you predicted? I decided not to ask her such an unpleasant question. The car stopped, and 2 men pulled me out of the vehicle. We had returned to the Furude shrine. There were several men waiting in front of the offertory box. Nearby, there were countless sharp knives laid out on the ground. So the reason why she was wanting to get into the ritual storehouse all this time, and why she broke in, to know about the tools and potentially how they're used and think about it. So then she would know in advance for the ceremony what they needed to get out in order to do Watem. They're going to cut open my stomach with these tools and pull out my intestines. In case this hasn't been obvious already, PG warning, I guess. They took off all my clothes. They left the gag inside my mouth and the handcuffs around my wrist. I wasn't embarrassed to be naked in front of them. This wasn't what I was talking about with the PG. However, I was just furious. It kind of was getting joy out of doing this to me. Don't forget this humiliation. The pain I'm about to experience should be carved into my soul forever. I'm not going to forget this. Everyone worked together, and we finally revealed who was behind it all. If I forget this, my friend's efforts and deaths would have been in vain. I need to stay alive as long as I can, so that I will remember the pain.
羽生、目を背けないで。あなたも見ていなさい。そして心に刻んで。僕にはそのくらいの協力しかできないのでしょうか。触ることも喋ることもできない僕にはそんなことしかできないのでしょうか。それで十分よ。あなたが目を背けないでいてくれたなら、私も多分痛みに耐えられると思うから。
Hanyu nodded and sat right next to me while continuing to cry. We then looked up at the night sky together. The moon was shining brightly, as if taking pity upon me. We also looked at the faces of my murderers. Ooh. That beautiful moon was gradually stained red. It's getting cold. It's so painful. We consumed with the fear of not being able to do anything about this. But Tanya was right next to me. I'm guessing it's turning red because, like, her vision's becoming bloodshot from pain and other things. That gives me comfort. It's not just Tanya either. Everyone is here with me. Everyone is there, watching me so I can stand this torture. That's why it wasn't painful. I didn't struggle. I didn't care about Takano's crazy laughter. This was such a wonderful world. We didn't overcome this fate, but I have no regrets. Of course, I'm still sad. I'm disappointed. My future was right in front of my eyes. My hand could almost reach it. Even so, we did what we could. I have to be proud of myself. Keiichi voiced his disagreement. He still felt that we could have done more. Yeah, I doubt even if we picked the other option back then, that Riko would have survived. Would have been another variation on this death. I wonder if everyone else would have died as well, though. We were almost there. We almost defeated this fate. Or maybe it would have just been, like, after there. Like, Takano only finds her after everyone else has already been killed or something. We almost defeated this fate. We didn't win, but not because our enemies were strong. We didn't win because you didn't try hard enough.
でも、みんなは心を一つにして頑張っていましたのです。僕は見ていました。全部見ていましたのです。
いや、足りてなかったんだ。運命を打ち破ろうとする意志が全員で結束できていたなら、必ず奇跡は起こせたんだ。
そうなんだよ。全員が信じたなら、必ず奇跡が起こせるんだよ。さとこもリカちゃまも、みんなよく頑張りました。ごめんなさいですわ、リカ。あなたが打ち明ける勇気を見せてくれたのに、私はあなたを救えなかったですわ。
Sadako held my shoulder and cried.
そうよ。みんなで力を合わせたわ。それでダメなら、ありがとう。みんな、本当にありがとう。多分、あまたの世界と同じ死を迎えるのに、この死を代償に、私は本当に大切なことを学んだ。リカちゃん、違うの。 奇跡が起こらなかった理由、レナは知ってるよ。
Or Rena spoke gently, but she wasn't smiling at all.
ね
What do you call that? Is that not a smile? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a smile.
え、本当にみんな奇跡を起こそうと信じてた？未来を望むとき、全員が信じてなかったら奇跡は起こらないんだよ。
何言ってんだよレナ。俺たちは結束した、団結した。運命を打ち破れることを疑わなかったぞ。
I mean, Rena, right before she died,
なあ
did
ミオン。
say that, very sure someone was already there. So I'm guessing that she's talking about, Hanyu.
うん、そうだよレナ。誰も運命に勝てないなんて思わなかったよ。
She's either talking about Hanyu or, Rika.
リカちゃんのこの運命を覆したいと思う誰もが絶対に運命を打ち破れると信じてたよ。そうですわ。リカですらそれを信じましたのよ。最後の最後にリカは私たちを信じて運命を打ち破れると信じましたのよ。もちろんレナも信じたよ。でも信じなかった人がいると思うの。誰がです？
What? Who can it be?
ねえ、あなた。
Wait, like, fourth wall breaking me? As in, like, Watem here? I mean, yes, true, I did predict that, I did say that they weren't going to make it this time, that it would be next time that they succeed. But still, come on. Breaking the fourth wall is cheating. Okay. That makes more sense. Rena turned to Hanyu and asked her a question.
あなた、信じてた？運命に打ち勝てるって信じててくれた？
So if she turned towards Hanyu, then that means that, like, this Rena's soul, if it actually exists and isn't just in Rika's mind, is able to see Hanyu, which might have an impact on the next world line. Maybe she'll be able to see Hanyu in that. It won't just be Rika by herself. Maybe Hanyu will be able to interact with her.
触れることができなくても、喋ることができなくても、信じることはできるんだよ。あなたも信じてくれたなら、きっと奇跡が起きた。僕が信じて何が変わったのでしょうか。
The fact that Hanyu's responding to kind of insinuates that that this Rena soul exists in some capacity, I guess. Unless Hanyu's also just hallucinating it.
僕は何もできない非力な存在なのです。僕は見ていることしかできない。受け入れることしかできない。
I've said it earlier, well, like several parts earlier, but yeah, Hanyu can still gather information and relay it and all to Rika. That's not just watching and accepting.
そんな僕が信じるだけで奇跡が起こせたというのですか。
ああ、起こせたな。
Keiichi stated it clearly. He wasn't trying to blame her. He was just stating the truth.
そうだね。あの時、こっちは6人だった。向こうは7人だった。あなたが信じてくれてたら、それだけで心は7つだった。だったなら、きっと奇跡が起きた。
Oh, yeah, like when they were fighting the six of them, they were like, yeah, if one of us wasn't here, then we'd have lost easily. And then Takano came in and killed Keiichi. Oh, they're kind of playing off of that again.
奇跡はね、触れたり喋ったりで起こすんじゃないんだよ。
Okay, that's a nice piece of foreshadowing that she had. Yeah.
信じる気持ちが起こすんだよ。
Hanyu had realized that this ending wasn't caused by fate. It was because she didn't believe. In other words, this happened because she was so weak as to accept this fate. And she started crying again.
名前も知らないあなた。あなたにも悲しみや辛さと戦う勇気が必要だった。あなたも運命と戦う勇気が必要だった。あなたが望んだなら、みんなが望む世界にきっと行けた。
Also kind of feels like he's just laying all the blame on her.
それが、あなただけが信じなかっただけでたどり着けなかったなら、それはあなたの責任なの。
It was hard to believe Rena could say something so harsh. Her words were piercing Hanyu's heart. But those words were necessary for me and for her. Ooh. Only faith can create a miracle. Kind of seems like water. That sounds like something you might hear in a fairy tale. It's not easy to put it into action. People suspect others. They don't trust others. It's easier to not have hope. It's so difficult to believe. That's why faith can make miracles happen.
僕は触れないのですよ。喋れないのですよ。そんな僕でも信じれば奇跡が起こったというのですか？だって今こうしてレナとあなたは話しているよ。私はあなたと言葉を交わしたのはこれが初めてだけれど、いつもあなたがいるのを知っていた。あなたに言葉をどうすればかけられるか考えていたよ。私たちが楽しく遊んでいるとき、あなただけが輪の外から眺めていたことを知っていたんだよ。だって輪の中に入りたくても僕は誰にも見えないし話しかけられないし、僕を見たらみんな化け物だと言いますです。僕はもう二度と化け物と言われたくないのです。
誰が言うよそんなことを。俺たちと一緒にいたなら俺たちは仲間だ。
そうですわよ。仲間のことを化け物呼ばわりなんて失礼しちゃいますわ。化け物かどうかは容姿じゃなくて心で決まるんだよ。ね、シオン。そういうことです。まあその見地から言えば私の方がよっぽど化け物ですよ。頭に角が生えていても僕は化け物とは呼ばれないのでしょうか。身体的特徴で化け物なんて誰も呼ばないよ。むしろキュートなくらいだよ。
レナに気をつけろ。変に気に入られるとお持ち帰りされるぞ。
I realized then that I was standing with everyone, looking down at my own body. I see. I'm finally dead. I looked at my bloody body by my feet. It upset me that Takano was still enjoying the torture, but the body that remained was nothing but a shell.
大丈夫か、リカちゃん。
死んだ人に大丈夫かとは変な話なのです。
Everyone smiled wryly. It's my first time feeling so much love and death. Everyone is already dead. That's why I feel so happy to be dead, to join them. Suddenly, the world got darker, and my body started to sink downward. I could feel myself disappearing. I still had the sensation of my friend's hands on mine.
行こうぜ。みんな。
そうだね。あなたもみんなという言葉に含まれてるんだよ。ほら、いつまでも泣いてないで。行こう。
My vision had gone dark, but somehow I could still see. Rena offered her hand to Hanyu, and Hanyu slowly took it.
羽生、あなたが私と出会う前に、どんなみんなは絶対にあなたを受け入れてくれるわ。羽生、あなたが私と出会う前に、どんな悲しいことがあったか知らないけれど、みんなは絶対にあなたを受け入れてくれるわ。僕がいても楽しいでしょうか？僕はみんなに受け入れてもらえるのでしょうか？うん。だから、おいで。
Rena touched Hanyu's hand. That was a weird way of saying hand. It felt like everyone else laid their hands on top too. If only they had hands to do so. Let's go, Hanyu. Let's accept this sorrow, so we can embrace joy as well. Believe in the bright future that's waiting for us. The miracle will happen. You will obtain it. Okay? Yes, Hanyu said, with a definite nod. Guessing one more line than cue credits? Off by a line? Yep. Oh, what's outside of the well? Is it something worth fighting for? What's outside of the well? Is it something worth getting hurt for? What's outside of the well? I'm going to fight and get hurt in order to find that out. I'm sure what's waiting is a beautiful world, even if I get to the bottom of the well again. The key to the new world is my willingness to get out of here, even if I can get out or not. I will eventually get to the new world. Okay, so I think Higurashi When They Cry, staff credits. I think this is the first chapter we've had where they've had both like the intro poem, extra poem in the middle, and an end poem kind of thing. But yeah, let me know any thoughts you have about that end in chat or in the comments. Whichever one you're using at the moment. Yeah. We still have to go through the other ending route. I'm guessing we're about to get an extra after credits scene. And yeah, Thoughtful from the last part was basically right in that I had 2.5 hours left, except I've got the extra little bit, or I don't know how long the other route will be. Then again, I did stop quite a bit to talk and give my thoughts and everything. It was an interesting ending, and I'm wondering how Rika's going to take it next time around. If she'll remember, how much she'll remember, how she'll use those memories. Yeah, that has answered most of our questions, I believe. Emergency Manual 1. If the existence of a terminal patient, L5, is confirmed, the Institute Director must resolve the situation before the L5 begins engaging in antisocial behavior. However, they must ensure that the secret remains hidden. To that end, the Director may also request assistance from the Secrecy Preservation Unit. As for the Secrecy Preservation Unit, they may request permission to fire from the Institute Director if necessary. All efforts should be made to secure the L5 subject alive, but if that proves obstructive to maintaining secrecy, their life may be forfeit. At all times, maintaining secrecy and preventing exposure will be of the highest priority. However, preserving secrecy will take priority over preventing exposure. Wait. Isn't preserving secrecy the same thing as preventing exposure? Okay. Emergency Manual Appendix 9, FAQ. Q. Can Emergency Manual 34 be administered if an outbreak of L5 occurs, putting matters beyond the control of the Secrecy Preservation Unit? Additionally, is the Institute Director responsible for determining what constitutes an out-of-control situation? A. Yes. Question. If an accident occurs and hazardous material in the H170 series is exposed to the public, can Emergency Manual 35 be administered? Yes. If an accident has occurred and the nature of the Institute is revealed to the public, the Secrecy Preservation Unit will take steps to resolve the situation. However, if this information is spread too widely, can Emergency Manual 34 still be administered? Additionally, is the Institute Director responsible for making that decision? Yes. Are the answers all yes? The decision to execute Emergency Manual 35 must be carefully deliberated over and sanctioned by an official. However, in the case of an emergency, does the Institute Director have a right to make the final decision? The execution of Emergency Manual 34 must be sanctioned by an official at all times. However, the Institute Director may petition the urgency of its use to an official. Emergency Manual 34. Is this the whole quarantining of the village? Reproduction or removal of this document is prohibited. This manual may only be read with the appropriate permissions. Ooh. This manual will only apply upon approval by the highest authority. Nothing short of an official authorization can couch as an approval. Furthermore, those approved to apply this manual must make their decision as soon as possible when it is required.